YouTube Freedom Voice here. Some time ago, I did a video on this couple here at eBay that was allegedly cyber stalked, and they received a settlement for about $64 million. Well, a very similar case took place around the same time at Kroger's with this guy by the name of Evan Seyfried.
Kroger has responded to a lawsuit accusing managers of waging a relentless 6-month bullying campaign that ended with a former employee's suicide.
Evan Seyfried died 1 year ago, and his family and friends honored him with a series of demonstrations that they have planned across the country.
WCPO 9 News reporter Larry Seyfried is live just outside Hamilton County's courthouse, where we saw a protest just this afternoon. Larry, what do they want?
Family wants to win a lawsuit they filed here last year, but a family spokesperson also told me they want Kroger to accept responsibility in Seyfried's death.
As you know, Kroger's is one of the largest grocery outlet chains in America, and they basically decided that there was one of their employees, Evan Seyfried, that they want to kind of band together and drive him to suicide. This guy, if you look at the case, is very similar to many other cases of targeted individuals out there.
United we stand.
Chanting in Cincinnati, Boston, Michigan, Connecticut, and Oregon.
Hold Kroger accountable.
Protesters called for boycotts of Kroger stores and changes to the way America's largest supermarket chain handles cases like Evan Seyfried's.
I don't know who exactly it was, but they had given his number out to his coworkers, and he was receiving threatening text messages, and then towards the end they started sending him child pornography to frame him for child pornography.
All right, this young lady here happens to, or at the time was Evan's girlfriend, and I watched a longer video, about 30 minutes long, on how she explained what happened when she was dating him and what happened there at the store and how they all kind of ganged up on him. And it's just classic gang stalking, classic targeting. This guy was a targeted individual. I don't know that he even knew it, but it was a really, really sad case on how many people came together to basically drive him to suicide.
That was a lot of what triggered his spiral, because he thought he was going to end up in jail for something he didn't do.
Amy Chamberlain dated Seyfried. They worked together in Kroger's Milford store, where she claims managers who did not like her boyfriend bullied him relentlessly for 6 months.
So just like in the case of eBay, where managers and employees came together to sort of bully the couple, the same thing happened at Kroger's around the same time. Managers and employees coming together against Evan Seyfried.
That's organizational mobbing. When the union does nothing, when Kroger officials did nothing, when management continued to get away with bullying him, he was being mobbed by the entire organization of Kroger.
In this lawsuit filed last year, Seyfried's father claims his son had no prior history of severe mental health concerns, but had a boss who mocked and humiliated Evan over political beliefs and the mask he wore. In this October court filing seeking to dismiss the case, Kroger claims the company, quote, cannot be said to have any knowledge or notice he was having mental health problems and could certainly not foresee Seyfried committing suicide.
So you notice how large corporations are all getting involved. Kroger's, eBay, it seems like they all have the same script to bully certain employees for certain reasons that are kind of out of their control. One news media outlet in Illinois reported on it, and here's what they had to say.
A wrongful death lawsuit against Kroger allowed to move forward after a judge denied the company's motion to dismiss all counts in the lawsuit yesterday. The case stems from the 2021 suicide of former Kroger employee Evan Seyfried. Lawyers for the family say that he was stalked and harassed by two managers at the company's Milford store over his political opinions. His family says Kroger put them in a position to harass him at his workplace.
Here's an excerpt from the lawsuit that was filed by the family. Notice what it says there. It talks about, among other things, a torturous litany of bullying, harassment, and sabotage. And it also mentions the fact that it was this treatment that was the result of a conspiracy involving numerous actors, including management level supervisors at the Milford store, that caused Evan to eventually suffer a transient episodic break and took his own life. Very, very sad. But notice the fact that they mentioned that there were numerous quote unquote actors. This is very, very common in gang stalking and harassment, targeted individuals. It kind of reinforces the tactic of plausible deniability, and that's what they were using against Evan Seyfried.
Did McMullen, the CEO, and his management team not create a safe working environment? They conspired with my son to create a hostile environment that was focused on terrorizing him. It was the exact opposite of what their responsibility as a management team in any company is. They created an environment that targeted him, and they terrorized him. I often refer to his store manager, Shannon Frazee, as a person that had a toolbox of terror. And I'm going to talk about that for a minute because I want to make real clear with you that this is not a lawsuit based on conservative versus liberal or Republican versus Democrat. This is a whistleblower lawsuit. The reason they terrorized my son and they wanted him out of the company is because he would not accept a hostile working environment. Every time they got hostile with him or a co-worker, he would throw up the red flag. He would go to the union, he would go to HR, he would go to line management, he would go outside the plant, if the store if he could, to get attention with the red flags. And they saw that as a problem all the way from the store manager to the district manager. They had a person throwing up too many red flags, and they wanted him gone.
Because of his refusals to comply with, quite frankly, dangerous conduct, they then targeted him with just, as I mentioned, completely indescribable behavior.
The suit claims Evan was, quote, tortured for months by his superiors, who allegedly slashed and destroyed products in the section Evan maintained. According to the filing, Evan reached out to the company's helpline. His family says those complaints went largely ignored. In March, Evan took his own life. His family says because of the bullying he endured while at work.
All right, guys, notice the lawsuit says that managers as well as co-workers participated in just this campaign of terror going over to his section. Evidently, he was the manager of I believe the meat department, but they participated in kind of this reign of terror going over and just sabotaging the products in his section, in his department, which is really sad. The fact that they would do such a thing like that and, drive him to a point of no return. As the report said, an episodic break and then ultimately suicide.
We also have so many questions knowing that Evan attempted to blow the whistle, to say, these are the people supposed to protect me. I'm trying to put you on notice.
Now, we reached out to Kroger for a response to these allegations. We have not yet heard back from them. For now, reporting in Cincinnati, Whitney Miller, WCPO 9 News.